Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with the Mike and Mish show. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is going on? Listen up, everybody. My head might explode during this episode, so keep your eyes glued on the screen because, holy smokes, man, my head is just filled with snot.
Filled with snot.
Hey,
What do you attribute that to, Mike?
Children.
Children.
If you don't have them, keep them away from you.
Children.
Yeah. Oh, children. Oh, let the children play. Yeah. When you have kids, they go to school and they bring every little piece of disease back to your house, and they like to just spread it around. You know, they don't care. They like to share that. They share that. They got to share Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but they're going to share that nice snotty nose that they got from,
I think that
the childcare place.
I've outgrown that, I think, because my kids are a little older than yours. 9 and almost 13. They are not around so many snotty little germ freaks all day long. They're old enough to know to wash their hands and shit like that. So luckily I am through that phase of my life, but Mike is fully in it. He might
100%.
die at some point during the show tonight, but we got a good one. We're going to talk to a couple people anyways, and we are definitely going to unpack this David Feldman interview that he did with Ariel Helwani earlier today. We're going to start off the show with Reuben Roundstone, who people have been asking us to get him on. Roundstone will be on very soon, and then we're going to follow him up with Sean P-Town Wilson.
Who are we going to talk to, Kyle?
We'll be talking with Reuben Roundstone. They've been asking. They won't leave us alone. How's that?
We've been singing
that.
They
won't leave us alone. No.
Like the perfect name for that song.
I know. I fucking love it. So, hey, why don't we just go ahead and get into our sponsors real quick, and then we'll bring on Reuben.
Right into it.
First one up is Bucked Up. Guys, Bucked Up is legit. Great supplements, great energy drinks. I use the supplements all the time. Now, I'm going to actually share a post that has like the regimen of supplements that I've been using right now in case anybody gives a fuck and wants to try it out. You guys can go over to buckedup.com and use Mike and Mish 20 and get 20% off your total purchase. And I don't know if you guys saw on our Instagram today, I posted a contest. Our great sponsors, Bucked Up, sent us a whole bunch of merch and some samples and shaker bottles and stuff. And we're going to start giving them away probably every week for 15 weeks, my friend. Mike, we have enough shit to give Bucked Up supplements and Bucked Up apparel to people for 15 weeks. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that. And then also on top of that, Kyle and I bought a whole bunch of stuff to give away, and we haven't even given all that stuff away. So, man, we got a lot of stuff.
So, hey, get your asses over to our Instagram and our Facebook. It's a 3-step process to enter the contest, and you guys, the bare knuckle shirts are comfortable as hell. The supplements are top notch, and the shaker bottles are shaker bottles. So you'll love it. Mike, who else we got?
Oh, we have Dynamic Life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds, and check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's LIV, no E, Dynamic on Instagram.
Can you imagine the absolute slayer you would be if you got yourself over to Dynamic Life, became a patient, started seeing, became a patient, started working on your sexual health and your anti-aging and your weight loss, and at the same time got yourself some Bucked Up supplements and really got after it, you would just be fucking pounding away your summer.
You have a perfect life.
Pounding it away.
Sounds like the perfect life.
Yeah, it sounds like the perfect life.
Get it together.
The warm weather's coming. Now's your time. Mike, why don't we bring on our first guest of the day?
Why don't we do that?
Stay tuned because we're going to be bringing on Reuben Roundstone in just a second. Right, Mike?
Yes, we will. But first, this.
What's up, BKFC fan? This is Russian Country from the Extreme BKFC fans page. You're watching the #1 BKFC podcast in the world, Mike and Mish.
Knuckle up.
There it is. There it is, Mike. Hey, Reuben, welcome to the show. I hope you like that message we got from Russian Country, obviously on the side of 95 when they took that video. What do you think?
That was sick.
Yeah.
No, man, welcome. Hey, and shout out to the Extreme BKFC fans page. Those guys are the best. What is going on, Reuben? Welcome to the show. I am Mish. That's Mike. This is the Mike and Mish show. And you are one name that people have been saying you need to get Reuben Roundstone on the show. You need to let him tell your story. And I've been singing I'll Be Talking with Reuben Roundstone all goddamn day.
At work, we've been doing that
song just for me.
Yeah.
I thought so. We've been talking about that all day, and I
They
think
knew
they
this
did.
legend was going to be born at least sometime.
All right.
1995 was the year, so.
So you are up there in sunny, warm Canada right now, right?
No, me, I'm still at home in fucking shitty ass, cold fucking Helena until about 5 in the morning, and then I make the Great Grand Strip on the Big Bird all the way over there.
Holy smokes! I would have thought for sure you were already up there, but well, safe travels tomorrow. Let's talk.
No, they really want to like strangle the beast a little bit. They really want to get me pissed off.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Because all I know is what I see on the internet. I know that you're a hell of a fighter, and you got yourself a pretty decent MMA record. But we also hear that you have some bare knuckle fights under your belt. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's go.
Damn, man, you guys, everybody always just puts me on the goddamn spot. I'm a 28-year-old Native American man from the Northern Cheyenne Reservation. I went viral about like a week and a half ago. From my last fight, I fought in Salt Lake City, Utah, for Fierce Fighting Championship against Ezekiel Latu, and I finished him in the second round. When the second round started, I came out with my hands, and then I stunned him. I didn't really know I stunned him until I started to take him down because I started seeing blood everywhere. I thought it was myself. I kind of checked myself real quick, and I was like, I'm not bleeding. And I was like, it's up there. And then, then I went for my takedown and got an arm bar, and the mic was on. And February 10th of 2019, I was stabbed 7 times. I was stabbed 6 times in the stomach and 1 time in the arm. It was like legit, like Young Guns, like straight out of the movie. The guy came over there, we started scrapping, and then he pulled out a knife, and then after a couple pokes, I fucking dropped him with 1 hit. And I think when I let out the oxygen from me hitting him, like, I don't know, it sent a wicked cramp like through my chest. Like I thought I was almost having a heart attack for like a second there.
Where were you? Were you at a bar?
I was allegedly Pablo Escobar on the Northern Cheyenne Reservation. I was allegedly at a drug den, and I was making a drug deal, and it was a drug deal gone wrong.
Jesus.
So, okay, so this
dude
was
comes up. You guys,
they were trying to rob you. They were trying to rob you? Is that what it was? Like they were trying to rob you for a stash? Is that what it was?
In the big city, and then like on the movies, that's what it would have seemed like. But this would be like the first time I like went back on this story. The man that stabbed me was my uncle, and I live on a Northern Cheyenne Reservation. I live on a reservation. Yeah. And a reservation is way worse than any ghetto that there is in the world. When I see gangsters walking around, when I go to like big cities, I kind of laugh at them, because then, the gangsters that come off from where I'm from, they're not just killing, their friend. We're legit killing cousins,
Wow.
aunties, uncles, just over a fucking stupid ass fucking drug. You know what I mean?
Man,
And
I'm pretty aware of.
it's a spiral effect, and it keeps happening and happening. It's almost like it's a generational trauma,
Yeah,
because it didn't start in my era. It really started in my parents' era, and then it started in a little bit in their era, because their parents, they drank all the time, and just a little bit before my parents' era is kind of the boarding school area. So when they graduated from school, they kind of were, I don't know, chemically induced, because
Yeah. Yeah.
in a boarding school back then, they didn't have grape juice for people. It was strict wine. And I have a lot of uncles that said, I started getting drunk in Catholic school.
Wow.
So, and then
jeez.
that's how the generational trauma started. They started drinking, it passed down onto their kids start drinking. Next thing you know, they start drugging, and that's the newest one. Everybody started drugging. And the biggest thing that I found scary is, like, I started drugging really young, and I was a rare breed. Like, me and like my family is like a rare breed. And I always don't try to like say do what I do, because I did all wrong. I try to always tell people do better than me. But
But
you
it's almost
know,
like it's so crazy hearing stories from people like you. Like right now, you're about to make your BKFC debut, right? You've been fighting
oh yeah,
professionally. You've been fighting professionally. Like you got to wonder, would you even be doing the things that you're doing right now if you didn't go through some of
That
these trials
trauma.
and tribulations? You know what I mean?
oh dude, man, and then I said this on a couple podcasts now. I attribute a lot of me getting clean to my wife. Um, my wife, she's been clean her entire life. She's never touched any drugs. She's Baptist church, grew up through and through. She didn't grow up in Montana, so
Okay, so
you
she
know,
wasn't. She didn't grow up on the reservation with you. Then that was
no.
she. Okay.
So having that, a person from the outside world, almost like take me in, it was a blessing in disguise, because legit, when I was about 19, shit, even earlier than that, about from like 15, 14, from then, I thought I was going to be a drug dealer until the day I died.
Wow. So when did you say this that the attack happened to you? Like, what year was that?
2019.
2019, yeah,
So
it
that
happened on
5 years.
February 10th.
Wow. So 5 years ago, almost a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah, dude. When
Wow.
I fought
That was the anniversary.
yep. And what is
Wow.
even more crazier that is a year before that, or 2 years ago on February 10th. And I have no, animosity towards the person. He passed away. They actually had a GoFundMe, and I actually donated to his GoFundMe, because I always believe, there's only one person that can judge you, and that's the guy above. So I couldn't do anything, and like what I said, he's my uncle, so I donated to his whole little cause. But yeah, dude, it was like a whole anniversary, and then 2 years ago, my parents actually got my bloody clothes, and the knife, the bloody clothes, my knife, and whatever I had on my possession when I went into the hospital.
Holy
And then
Did you
right
get?
when they got it, I told them just burn it. It's an old memory. Fucking
Yeah, you
forget
don't
it.
want it. No.
Yeah, I don't want it. Fuck it. I had
Did
a
you
whole
get
bunch of
shot
money
too?
too in my wallet. I got shot twice in 2019 and once in 2018.
Man, 2019 was a very bad year, huh?
Yeah,
It,
I would
it was
say.
a year with hey, I was allegedly Pablo Escobar, man, in Montana.
Man,
I was doing a lot of fucking around, man. A lot of these Mexicans and people know around me around here.
Holy
holy smokes.
Christ. Wow, man. So
But
2019.
over, man. I'm happy as fuck now, dude. I never
So
want to be around that shit anymore, dude. You can count me
Leave
now
it
out.
behind you.
so when did your okay, so that is crazy. So stabbed 7 times, shot 3 times and the shootings happened on 2 separate occasions, which is fucking crazy.
Oh
Um
yeah. All by
But-
accident too. I think the first time I got shot in 2018, I wasn't meant to get shot. I think they were actually going to shoot my friend.
Was that like
And,
drive-by?
Yeah, it was in the south side of Billings, and I seen the car coming around, and it's like almost theatrical. You can almost see them coming. You know what I mean? And they started slowing down, and then right when I seen the gun pull out, I just nudged him a little bit, and then that little nudge, it fucking hit me in the shoulder.
Jeez.
Jesus, man. Wow.
Man, luckily it was a small caliber rifle. I'm luckily that crackheads around here in Montana, they can't afford good guns.
I was just gonna say that is absolutely a Montana drive-by story. If it was a fucking rifle, a small caliber rifle.
Yeah, dude, it is a small fucking caliber shit, man.
Yeah, out
If
here
they
in
had
the
horses, they'd have been legit.
out here in the East Coast, they hang pistols out the window and they.
Oh yeah, like
man.
machine guns. Yeah, you don't see a fucking 22 little pistol or 22 mag. You know what I mean?
That shit is crazy. So you talked about drugging at an early age, drug dealing. So in 2019, when all this shit, when your world came crashing down, were you heavy into drugs still back in 2019? And was it the almost dying that sobered you up, or was it not until you met your now wife?
March 30th of 2020. It's actually my birthday. And here's the fucking funny thing. And this is what's been cracking me up this whole fucking week. I've been watching this dude's videos my opponent's videos over and over. And then I finally figured out when his birthday was. And I found out we were twins. And it's really fucking funny. It's because we look almost identical. And I was laughing about that shit all week. But yeah, dude, 2019, March 30th of 2020, I put down the shit. It was my birthday. I actually was going around town and I had a whole bunch of drugs on me, and I just wanted to see who was real, see who my real friends were, and that's what really opened my eyes in this world. I never went to NA or fucking AA.
Okay.
I went to treatment one time, but it was stupid as fuck. It was seven feathers.
It was more like a cold turkey thing for you then. Like,
oh yeah, dude. It was almost more emotional. It hit something in like my heart and in my brain. Like, are these people like really are your people? I mean,
it's
a person that you really depended on just stabbed you a year before that. You know what I mean? And then
like how much more can you really go through? And is this what you want to do forever?
And then the funny thing was it was my birthday and I was going around seeing if people would get me high. And nobody would get me high. And I was like, oh man, all right then. And I leave. And then I went to my Uncle Travis's house and I said, man, Uncle Trav, I said, fuck the world. Man, all these people don't even love me, man. I said, it's my fucking birthday. And he looked at me and said, hey man, on your birthday you can only be thankful of one thing, and that's your fucking breathing. And that's when I gave him a fucking rock. I left and I fucking gave him all my shit. And I said, I'm done with this shit.
Wow. And did you move or did you stay in the same area around?
Yeah,
Like,
when you're on the reservation, you can't really leave.
Yeah.
You're stuck there. So, at the time, my wife was in transition of moving from Wyoming to Billings, and she didn't know Billings, Montana. She didn't know she was going into the wild fucking west. So, we go to, I see her at a Rimrock Mall, and we talked on the internet once or twice, but then I met up with her and I said, hey man, you're in one of the most biggest druggist towns. What you're doing right now, you're almost getting set up for somebody to rob you. And from then on, I've always just been protecting my wife, and we've always been together, and it's been one fucking hell of a fun journey.
I gotta tell you, I did not know any of this about Billings, Montana. You got Wesley Killeagle in the comments saying you got to wear a bulletproof vest when you go to Billings. I had no idea.
They were shooting there while BKFC was there.
You're right. Yes.
Right outside the hotel,
dude. Yeah. One down on by the DoubleTree, and then the other one was on Southside Billings because it was retaliation.
Yeah, I remember that happening.
Never bring that up ever.
I want to say it was like DJ Tony was like live on Facebook or Instagram or something, like standing around the corner of like.
That's crazy. That is the outsiders filming all of Montana's bullshit.
It's crazy though, because when you talk about, violence, gang violence, inner city violence, stuff like that, nobody ever says, "Oh, and in Billings." No, it's always
and
Detroit,
this is
Chicago,
Billings.
Chicago. Like, you never hear anything like that ever.
You go to Compton, and then there's South Detroit, and then there's fucking the Bronx, and then you go to Billings, Montana, fucking butt fucking nowhere, and you might get shot and stabbed. And you might start to become a crackhead. You never know.
You may never leave.
Jesus.
You may never ever leave.
That's crazy.
Billings got you now.
So when did you start training in combat sports? Was it after like you got sober, or were you?
Oh no, dude! I was already
since a kid.
Oh, dude, I've been doing this since I was fucking walking. My dad actually got me into wrestling when I was at a really young age. I started wrestling at the Northern Cheyenne Tribal School. The coach at the time was Steve Ewing, and like what I said, I come from a reservation, and the reservation is so small that we didn't have enough for a team. So it was basically just AAU and like volunteering. But yeah, that's where like my whole life started, was from then on. And then I started boxing at a young age, and then at 14, they had a little local promotion. It was called Red Brawl. It was ran under my cousin, Ernest Littlebird. He ran it, and my late grandfather, Leroy Whiteman, rest in peace, Pops. But he actually was the one that would bring the ring, and it was a little tiny yellow ring. It couldn't have been bigger than 16, or maybe it had to be like at least 12. I want to say 16. I want to give it the credit, but it was a little tiny ring, and they would have these little smoker. I can't say smoker boxing matches because that's boxing, and we didn't have boxing gloves. All we had was 2 MMA gloves. No, 2 sets of MMA gloves. So one fight would happen.
Then you switch gloves.
And then you switch gloves. And there's no commission. There's still no commission in Montana. A lot of this shit be going on.
Wow.
And yeah, dude, I started fighting when I was 14. Actually, a couple of us young cats, who were in my graduating class, actually fought on that card. And yeah, dude. Ever since then, yeah, we started fighting. I started fighting at 15. I took my next fight at 18, or I want to say 16 or 17. Then 18 was my year, dude. I went to 5-0, and I went for a title fight. And then that's kind of like where my career kind of is based off of. My first ever title fight in my life, I fucking lost. I was dominated. I got my ass fucking handed to me. And in that, I never wanted to ever feel that feeling again. So yeah. And the fucking funny thing is, I felt that feeling a lot in my career as an amateur. My amateur career was actually 17, 14, 2, and 1.
Wow.
So yeah, dude. And then you got to see on Tapology and SureDog, it says like I'm 9-9. But the fucking funny thing is, a lot of, like what I said, it was a lot of unsanctioned. And it's funny that Wes be talking on here. Wesley Killigo, I fought on his card one time, and I fought 3 times in one
That's what
night.
he just said.
He just put that in the comments. That's so funny you said that. Yeah. Right there. 3 times in one night in 2018.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, Reuben. So
love you, Wes.
Were you like using hard drugs and stuff while fighting during this whole time back in 2018 and whatnot? Like you said you started drugging at a young age and selling drugs and shit. So like, were you out there were you all fucked up fighting?
Allegedly.
A lot of allegedly. There's gonna be a lot of allegedly.
Allegedly. But were you allegedly all fucked up on drugs taking these fights, or because you like, honest to God, like that's an honest question, because some athletes really blow my mind with the shit that they can do. Like Johnny Manziel, I just listened to the interview with Johnny Manziel and Shannon Sharp the other day, and he talked about how he would get blackout drunk the day before college football games, go out there after like completely
I can understand that.
Yeah, like getting annihilated, and it just like it blows my mind that people can go out and perform the way he did.
Safety, wasn't he? He was a safety, right?
No, he was a
QB?
quarterback. QB.
He was
Johnny
a
Football.
quarterback.
Yeah, Johnny Football.
Then definitely he's getting drunk because fuck, dude, getting hit all the time like that has to fuck you up.
But he was talking about coke, weed, booze, doing tons of drugs.
Well, you got to mellow out the downness. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just run on fucking alcohol.
The booger
sugar comes in, and then you got to smoke a J on the way to the stadium and let him run out.
What I'm saying is, it just like that's why I asked you that question. Like, some people can just be on shit and perform. I don't know. Were you?
I'm not gonna say I did it for a lot of my fights, but yeah, there were times because, like, as a Native American, and I'm gonna say this for all Native American drug addicts, they go through a lot of these ups and downs and dry spells, and I'm gonna get clean and then drop down. And that's where a lot of combat sports kind of almost saved my life, because, every time I was like, you know what, I'm going to get off this shit. I'm going to start training hard. I'm going to stop fighting and doing this shit, because I know a lot of the people back in when we used to do a lot of these smoker boxing. And I'm not going to say who the promoter was, but if he's watching this, remember, we all remember. But he used to bring a lot of shit to the show. And he knew which ones were going to do it, and he just wanted a show. He didn't care about, who's using, abusing, who's going to get tested, this or that, who's going to be big. He just wanted a fucking show. So he used to get everybody fucking high, and then that's how he used to pay us too. And then dude, we go out there, we throw it all on the line. There'd be blood everywhere. There'd be a sold out crowd, and dude, that's what made Montana. And then there was supreme athletes like Leo Brasier. Leo's like a fucking god on my reservation. People used to talk about Leo because dude is just a freak fucking athlete. He's a fucking freak native. There's a lot of natives. He's like one of those natives that you show up a bar, he's probably the one that's gonna buy you a beer. And then this motherfucker will probably fight you afterwards. And then the next day, the motherfucker will see you and be like, hey, man, give you a hug. And you're still coming out of this shit. But yeah, dude, freak fucking athlete.
What's funny is a buddy of mine who I became friends with Mike and I deployed in 2012, 13. And I made friends with some Navy guys that worked in customs, and we used to go to the gym together. I stayed in touch with one of them. He lives out west somewhere, but he was in Montana this past weekend, and he sends me this video on Instagram DM, and he was like, yo, just saw my first bare knuckle fight. This shit is crazy. And he goes, this guy, Bridger Bercier, just knocked this motherfucker up. And I was like, I'm like, that. We know that guy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Met and talked to him a few times.
So Leo's brother, Bridger.
I love Bridger. Bridger is one of the most fucking honest, solid dudes you ever meet. And then in and out of the ring, he's just a great fucking guy. But he hits really
very
fucking
quiet.
hard. Oh, dude. Well, you got to see, Bridger's a gangster. And I can say that, and he can watch this, and he'll know. He's a fucking gangster. There's a lot of people in this Indian community that know Bridger. And we know where he spent some time in MSP. And he may be 50 years old, but he's well preserved, and that motherfucker will knock out any 20-year-old.
Wow. Yeah,
I got a lot of respect for Bridger, man. Like what I said, him and his brother, they
seem like those two seem like legends, man. Yes. Like the weekly bus guys.
They're not seen. They are. They're fucking. They're myths. They're legends. When they show up, you better be fucking ready, dude, because they don't say shit. They just go in there and beat the fuck out of everybody.
Hey, man, good for them. That's
who I really, like what I said, they were like gods on my reservation. So, I try to inspire to be like them. Which is funny is because I fought their nephew and he beat the shit out of me too. I fought. His name's Mike Hammond. I fought for him for an amateur title back in the day. And I know Mikey be watching this, and I love the fucking shit out of you.
That's crazy, man.
He
Well, we got
sent me a message. He said you got to mention me, man. And then you guys say Bridger, and that's his nephew. So
It's a fighting family.
Dude. Everybody here in Montana, if we're family, we at least have to fought at least once or twice.
Well, before we wrap this up with you, which is like, I feel like we could talk to you for 2 hours. You got a lot. You got a lot to talk about. We do have to talk about you making your debut in BKFC and like the guy.
I start going off with it.
No.
That's what we're here for.
We are here for that. We want people to know who you are as a person, not just a fighter. And this is fantastic. What can we expect? For everyone that's asking weight class in the comments, these are heavyweights. These guys are heavyweights. What can you tell us about your opponent? You are the feature fight on the bout, right? Just before the co-main. So you got a really awesome
There's a reason why I'm the feature belt. There's a whole fucking reason why I'm a feature belt. Nate Cook, David Feldman, they've all seen my videos. I fucking, dude, I show up and I put on a fucking show. I'm not there to just fucking walk in there and, dude, I am the whole fucking show. And I know that's the reason why they put me at a feature fight. And, dude, I show up and, dude, I don't come in there just to fucking play pitter patter and touch. I come in there to fucking scrap. And, dude, if there has to be a clinch, there's going to be a clinch. Or if we're going to stand the distance, we're going to stand in distance and fucking bang. I watched a lot of this motherfucker's videos, and this motherfucker likes to run around. And he's going to fucking have a rude awakening come fucking Saturday. Because, fuck, it's going to hurt. And, dude, I'm not going to go in there and play because this is going to legit be like I'm fighting for a fucking title. Because, dude, I'm fucking 6-1 in bare knuckle. And, dude, I've been fighting my fucking ass off to get to this fucking spot. And I don't care if it's the Prospect Series. I didn't care if it was a fucking actual fight in the BKFC. I wanted a fucking fight. I didn't give a fuck who it was. It could have been fucking Arnold Adams. It could have been the fucking last guy who fucking fought for the belt. I don't give a fuck who it was. I even said on the weekly bus that I'd even fucking fight Zach Kelmis after I knocked this motherfucker out. So
exactly, dude, wild man.
No.
While you were talking,
I'm wild. I'm a fucking savage.
I can tell.
I can say that because I'm Indian.
I can tell, and I think that would be great. So after this fight, let's see it.
Hey,
I am here for Zach. Hey. I know you're watching this too, Zach. Reuben. I know you're gonna watch it at some time.
Reuben, hey, listen to me. After this fight, you get this win, right? Mohegan Sun, Connecticut, May 11th. Zach Kelmis is from Gloucester, Mass, which is about an hour away from fucking Mohegan Sun. You, Native American, come over to the Mohegan Sun Arena. You fight the local guy, Zach Kelmis.
Bare knuckle fight.
Massive heavyweight brawl between you two in front of that arena. I'm telling you, I'm excited. Let's go ahead. You got to go. Yeah, you
I don't really know about the whole fucking New York commission because I'm from Montana. So I don't really know about all. I've been just now dipping my toes in these commissions, but
it's not New York.
They allow me. They allow me there.
Mohegan, Connecticut. Mohegan Sun has their own.
It's on the reservation.
Their own commission. Yeah, they have their own commission.
Yeah, if I talk about Massachusetts in a bad way, my father-in-law will kick my fucking ass. He's from Brockton, Massachusetts.
Brockton.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live in Rhode Island.
He's gonna be in my corner. Watch this, dude.
So we're
I'm gonna knock fucking Zach Kelmis out in his fucking hometown. I don't give a fuck.
Both of us are from up this way too, up in Connecticut.
Dude, that fucking fight was so fucking boring. If the other dude wasn't scared to fucking fight, it was so boring. And dude, I like what I said. Like what I'm gonna do on Saturday, I bring the fucking show. And dude, people are gonna fucking be like, whoa, what did I just fucking watch? And like what I say in all my interviews, dude. He's done in one.
Done in one. I was wondering if that's a tagline or something. Somebody put that in the comments. Done in one. So we don't expect multiple rounds out of this guy this weekend.
2 minutes. Max. The max is going to be 2 minutes. Minute 30. 90 seconds is really all he has.
You got people excited. Everybody in the comments is pumped up to see you fight. Now, we do have to wrap this up. We got another guy coming on. Thank you so much for opening up with us and telling us all the stuff
you did. Guys, man. I'm sorry for being a little late. I was running back from practice. My coach was fucking cussing me out as I'm leaving practice, so I'm on the same way. I want to give a shout out to my boy Donnie Nickerson. Is that okay if I give a quick shout out?
Yeah, no, go ahead. We're gonna do. You can go ahead and shout out anybody you want right now. This is your time.
I want to really give a huge shout out to my boy fucking Carlos Leon and Kerry Carlos Leon from CMC Management. I legit wouldn't be fucking fighting on this card if it wasn't for them. Like what I said, dude, I've been fucking fighting bare knuckle for so fucking long. You know, finally somebody's seen me in a management group and was like, you know what, we need to fucking put this guy in the fucking in the big leagues. So big shout out to fucking CNC Management and the whole fucking team. I want to shout out fucking my sponsors, Lammers Trading Post, Superb Flooring, the Green Stampede, the Northern Cheyenne Nation, the Vape Spot. I really want to shout out Wesley Kill Eagle. Wesley Kill Eagle was the first ever promotion to fucking make me a fucking champion and bare knuckle. So big shout out to Wesley Kill Eagle and Kill Eagle Promotions and Fight for Our Future. Those guys are legit fucking finding a cure for childhood cancer. So if anybody wants to donate to those guys, I'd highly recommend it because legit, the guy gives all his proceeds from fights to the fucking Ronald McDonald House and fucking the Seattle Children's Hospital.
Awesome.
Big shout out to, you know, there's a lot of people in the back of my career that's been helping me from the beginning, like Gail. I know he didn't want me to say his name, but Dave Evans, Johnny Aho, Jared Stewart, Donnie Nickerson, my boy Marvin Coleman, my big brother Spur. There's a whole bunch of people in the background, my wife, my kids, legit all helping me. Shout out to, dude, I'm on the spot again. Coleman Community Services, 8 Limbs Muay Thai, Crazy Dog Jiu-Jitsu, New Level Boxing. Dude, they're going to be the next biggest thing in fucking sports equipment.
You have to make yourself a nice little
I know, I need to start getting QR cards.
Yeah.
And everybody who sponsors me, man, I know there's a lot of them. DermaWorks, Ink Therapy, dude.
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
All my sponsors, I want to thank all of them. And then Mick and Mish, man, thank you guys for having me on the show, man. Like Absolutely. What it said from the beginning, I've been watching you guys for a minute, and this is the #1 podcast in bare knuckle.
Thank you
guys for fucking having me on here.
Appreciate you, brother.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. Your story's crazy. We can't wait to see this Saturday night. It's Saturday, right? Saturday, March 2nd in Edmonton. Do not miss it. The feature fight, Reuben Roundstone, done in one. Thank you so much for coming on. Mike, what do you say?
Thank you guys, man.
Man, thank you, Reuben. Up next, we have Sean Wilson. But before that, we got Jeff Houston. Check it out.
Jeff Houston. Wow. Mike's got a question for you.
Oh, shit. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm here with Jeff Houston, best announcer in the world. We're going to ask you a couple of questions. Okay. Wow. Name the top 3 cartoon theme songs. Go.
Captain Caveman! All right. I got one. All right. Let's go ahead and let's think about this, because the thing about it is that when you're talking about cartoon shows, you're thinking about so many different generations and everything like that. We're ready to party. We're ready to party. We're ready. I hope you bring lots of spaghetti. Garfield and Friends. I'm sorry. All right. All right. Here we go. Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrify the neighborhood, but Heathcliff just ain't get no one playing pranks on everyone.
Man, fantastic, Jeff.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Ready? Now, I'm going to put somebody on the spot. What movie is this from? Say something.
Mr. Mac Show.
Tell them Lodge Mod sent you.
Oh my God, don't even give me that shit about that. Don't even get me started on that.
What is
Oh
it?
my
What
God.
is it?
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my close up for this one and everything. It's not for sale, Francis. Come on, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Don't even
Jeff Houston's a goddamn legend.
Is there a basement in the Alamo?
There's no basement in the Alamo.
Hey, this is Andrew Glenn. A shout out to Mike and Mish, BKFC, #1.
Look at that. Look at that. Sean Wilson, what is going on? I hope you enjoyed the voice of the BKFC Jeff Houston giving us his favorite cartoon theme song. Who'd you think about that?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We had to get you on here. You main event BKFC in Miami against Howard Davis. And, of course, we had to get you on. Let's just get right into it, dude. You've been fighting forever. 70 plus pro fights. Why the hell are you fighting bare knuckle now? What's up?
It's just a new thing. I remember right when it came out, I was like telling my buddy, we were talking about it. I was like, I'm gonna get on one watch, and then they came to Omaha and they reached out or whatever. I think I reached out first, and they finally got a hold of me, and just one thing led to another, and here I am going into my 5th fight, my biggest one. So just can't get enough of it. I keep saying it's my last fight, and here I am again.
But you're 41 years old now. Like I was just talking about this the other day when I did a video about Sam Shoemaker. This sport, the guys that are like in their late 30s, early 40s are kind of like thriving in this sport. And I don't know if it's fucking old man strength or what, or just that the fact that you don't need to grapple or kick or elbow or roll or anything like that anymore. You just got to throw hands. It might be easier for the old guys that have been doing it for a while, but 41 isn't that old. But for those who don't know, you've been fighting professionally for 23 years now, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I started, God, it was so long ago, but there was no amateur, no pro. You just got thrown in. There was no weight classes. I was headbutting in my first fight. I was fighting guys in jeans. I mean, we were in a ring, but a lot of people wore socks, sweatpants, jeans. There was, again, you could knee on the ground back then. It was just crazy. So yeah, I mean, I got a lot of losses on my records that nowadays those fights wouldn't even be legalized. But so I don't know. It's been a hell of a ride, that's for sure.
Are you looking to just stick with BKFC from now on?
Yeah, I keep bouncing around a little bit, but I've been wanting BKFC, and I just stayed really active, staying in the gym. And, I bugged the heck out of them. I was bugging them. And then they threw this one at me, and I jumped all over it. So I'm happy I stayed in shape. I got about a 4 or 5 week notice for this one, but I was in shape. And, yeah, I think I'll probably finish my career, a few more fights, hopefully with BKFC, and call it good.
Well, yeah. Well, your 5th fight now, and it's against a top 5er, a guy like Howard Davis, who just fought for the title in that division. That's kind of a big name. You get a win over Howard. Who knows what's next for you? And if you say you want, 3 more fights, who knows? You could be right up at the top of the featherweight division after this one. So this is very interesting. In the meantime, when you're staying prepared, you said you stayed in shape, stay prepared. You training all the time. I know that you said that you work in the prison system, and I'm pretty familiar with that. My whole family does the same thing. So what is your regimen in between fights right now with work and everything?
Man, like just the gym, dieting, and work has been my life lately. The last 7-8 months, it's just you wouldn't even want to see how I've been living. Just everything is just strategic. I mean, I get up and I eat eggs and avocados, and it's just so hard. I don't know how I got myself used to this. And if I look at pizza, I'll vomit. I just turned my life around, did a big 180, and taking it very serious. I haven't drank. I was a pretty big partier. I've always been a big partier. I'm in like my 7th month, no alcohol. So I'm kind of proud of that, actually. And it just, all this with this main event and everything in this fight just happened for a reason, and it all just fell into place. And I mean, I just got to thank God, thank BKFC for giving me the chance. And I mean, I know that dude's a big time guy, just fought for the title, this and that. But to me, I mean, I have fought MMA, whatever, anywhere, just as tough if not a lot tougher guys. So I don't. If it's in his hometown. That's fine. Hope nobody like doubts me. And I know I'm a huge underdog in that fight, but that's what I love, and I'm just gonna bring it, and it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I guarantee it.
Have you seen odds? Are there odds out right now? Now,
No,
obviously, I know
like,
why you would say you're an underdog because of HD status and all that. But have you seen odds for this fight anywhere?
I haven't. I'm sure. I mean, I'm guessing he's a big favorite. I think he was a big favorite in his last fight against Kai. He was a big favorite in that one. And I'm a big gambler, so I see the odds. But I'm just going by like a lot of the comments. There was some Facebook stuff. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is easy money for Howard. Easy money, this and that. He's big time," which is fine because I love it. Like most people would be like, "Oh shit, I better just back out of this fight." And that just makes me train harder and yeah, I'm jacked. I cannot wait. I'm flying out all by myself, and it just doesn't faze me at all.
No, like sometimes the people, I don't know if that's like detrimental or whatever, but some people are just like loyal to a fault though. Because like the same people that were saying that about Howard right now about fighting you were saying that about fighting Kai, and like a situation like that fight with Kai happens, maybe they should pump the brakes a little bit and see how this one plays out before going on the internet and saying some dumb shit. Don't you think so?
I mean, I already got a few posts in my head that I've been trying to stay off Facebook for a while. I already got a few posts in my head that I remember that I'm going to go back and look after this fight, and I just can't wait to laugh at a few of these guys that I know that were saying stuff. And I know I'm older and I get it all, but yeah, don't old dog, new tricks is the way I'm looking at it.
Hey, you have kids?
I do. I got 3 kids. Yeah.
3 kids. So I'm going to rewind a minute ago. You were talking about eating eggs and avocados and shit and like training, like getting yourself into it. I have been doing that same thing, right? Recently. This is, I have a 9-year-old and almost a 13-year-old right now. And it is so damn hard to eat right when you have kids in the house with all the fucking snacks and the cereals and the peanut butter and jellies and all the shit that is in the house. Like, do you agree with me that is that's a challenge and a half right there?
Yeah. God. So, my girlfriend was always eating these little chocolate covered peanuts, and I stayed strict to my diet. You didn't eat anything. And then after my last fight, she's always got them. And I tried a couple and I was just in love. And I was like, these have been sitting next to my bed this long, and they were just so good. So now she still eats those in front of me, and I haven't caved yet or nothing. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I see like my favorite cereal out there laying around, and I got to eat my hard-boiled egg, and it just sucks.
And it's so hard.
No way to live, but I feel great.
Right. I fell victim to the cereal tonight. I went in and I was like Cheerios. I was like Raisin Bran Crunch. Okay, a little bit better. That's usually my go-to. And then I said, "Oh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I don't mind if I do." And I had Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's my favorite right there.
And do you know what I told myself when I was pouring the bowl? I actually thought to myself, I shouldn't be doing this right now, but I don't feel good, so I gotta treat myself. You're like, I made an excuse because I don't feel good that I'm gonna eat fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now, come on.
I'm like, bullshit. Abs are cool and all, but have you tried like Taco Bell, their new pizza and stuff? So it's crazy.
Oh man,
it is crazy. And like I've learned recently, because a long time ago, I'm 42 right now, and like I was a super gym rat, and I did eat like. I ate to build muscle, and I didn't go crazy, but I did drink too. I was a partier. I didn't eat super fucking nasty food, but now I stopped. Like I was not in the gym for a long time. I was just living my life with my kids and like eating all the same shit that they were. And like just recently I started like getting back in the gym, taking supplements, eating cleaner. If I don't meal prep, I'm fucked.
Right.
Like it's like impossible to eat good if you don't.
It really is, because I've been meal prepping, but like I say, a day I miss it, or if I get called into work for overtime, I'll go, and then you got to stop at the gas station, and then everything goes down the drain. So I try to meal prep at least 3-4 days ahead of time.
That's fucking it's a tough task. So you got a 4-week notice to fight him. what are your thoughts on Howard? Like, I know that you saw that last fight with him and Kai, but you obviously watched all his other fights as well. He went toe to toe with Jimmy Rivera for 5 rounds, and he's been in some battles with some pretty decent fighters. What are your thoughts on him?
I mean, I know he's tough. I know he's super tough. Very long. He's tall. Great jab. He's a good boxer. He's got the good cardio. So I mean, there's really no like negatives that I see. I have to worry about me and get myself in shape, and I have to keep my confidence and train hard. And I just got to capitalize on if he makes any mistakes. And I'm not really going to get into what I got planned, but as far as him, yeah, I mean, I watched the Kai. Did just watch the Kai fight a couple times. That was a good fight. I did feel like Kai kind of got the Kai. You get to be the champion, you really got to beat the champion, and that was a pretty close fight. So I think it was Kai's night. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good fight. So
Kai made it a dirty, nasty fight. Like he just kept charging forward and putting his head down and throwing that overhand. He threw like a left hand on the entry every single time. And it seemed like Howard's head, I don't know if you thought this watching the fight, but it seemed like he wasn't quite in it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Howard in other fights would have saw that left hand come in 6-7 fucking times in a row and then started to counter it after a few, you know what I mean? But
I think Kai had to have that in his camp the whole time and just rehearsed it over and over, and then after he caught Howard a few times, I feel like, look at what you're saying, Howard. I just think once you start thinking, though, that's when you start losing. You start thinking and boom, you get hit. Start thinking, here it comes, boom, you get hit. You kind of just got to react. But right. I think Kai had a very good game plan for sure, though.
He definitely did. He definitely did. And Kai was, ecstatic as he should be. And he was like telling everybody in the back, like, put me in your parlays. You better start putting me in your parlays because I'm
always
always
at the odds. I didn't know he was that big of an underdog until I watched that fight again.
So. Yeah.
It's very rare that you see the champion like the heavy underdog. You know what I mean?
More than once, right? So
yeah, it's like minus 275 or 255 or something like that. I thought that was kind of crazy, but I wish I would have known. I'd have bet it. I would have bet on that fight.
Well, so you got Miami. You said that the plan is to stick around for a few more fights and try it out. What are your friends and co-workers in the prison think about your venture into bare knuckle?
They love it. I mean, because they get. I fought on all the Omaha cards here, so they get to go and watch and party and have a blast and watch me get lumped up a little bit while they drink but they think I'm insane for it. They don't, whoever would think, it's bare knuckle. They think it's crazy, this and that. But I don't know. I haven't really been like totally cracked yet. I've had a tough fight with Kevin Kroom that didn't go my way, but I love the excitement. It's just you got to literally stand and make it like you're literally just in a parking lot. So it's pretty much as real as you can get. So I enjoy it. So
here's the thing, right? Inmates find out that you're a bare knuckle fighter. Are they trying to test you now because of that?
So here in Omaha, I've had 4 fights. I've lost one of them. For some odd reason, like a couple months ago, here our local network kept showing my only loss in the prison.
Like, thanks.
So all the inmates kept seeing this one fight, and I came to work, and they were like, "Hey, Wilson, whoa, what the heck did they just? I saw you get your ass whooped last night." I had no clue what they were talking about. No, not at all. It was like 6 a.m. So I was like, "Huh?" And then it dawned on me that they showed my freaking loss. And I was like, "Can't they pick a different fight to play?"
That shit is
the
crazy.
Kevin Kroom fight.
Yeah, they kept showing that a few times, but I was like, "Dad, why can't they show a different one?" Jeez.
Bastards.
At the prison, at least.
Do you know the place that you're fighting? The place Vivo? Did they tell you about it?
No, I think it's an outdoor venue, right?
It's the first one that they're doing down there. Mike and I were just down there for the that's where they held the weigh-ins for the last numbered event
BKFC
down in
57.
Miami. And it's just like this massive outdoor bar place that
There's 4 bars connected, like
and it's like this huge outdoor patio area, and like with the way they had the weigh-in set up, we were like, man, this place is fucking huge. And I was talking to Nelson, and he's like, yeah, we might actually do a fight night here. And I'm like, what? And then I talked to somebody that worked there. They could put 1,500 people at this damn place. I'm like, holy shit, that's a huge.
And there's a covering too. So like,
yeah,
in case it rained or something, like the ring wouldn't get rained on. You'd still be underneath that, you know.
But it is going to be outside. It's going to be. I wish we were going to be there. We were going to go, Mike and I. But
it's going to be nice.
We're not going to make that
said,
trip.
I think it's sold out the general admission part because my buddy here in town went on their website to pick out, and he sent me the screenshot and it says sold out except for like reserve seating or something like that. So
it must be because around that area and all the fights that they've had in Hollywood, that town, that area, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, like they all know about the fights. There's a lot of fight fans and fighters around that area. So like,
plus Howard's big.
He is
popular down there. So
for sure.
You're gonna have it should be a good time. I was wondering if you knew the specifics about that, but you did know it's outside. It's gonna be a cool thing. I wish we were there to see it live. I mean, best of luck to you. Howard, his last fight was at 145. We remember that now. This is going to be at lightweight, though, right? This is not featherweight.
No, like I've been headed to 45. I thought they told me my next fight would be at 45 or whatever. And then when they said 55, I mean, I was kind of surprised because I always thought he was a 45er. But like I said, he's kind of a bigger dude. So I don't know what he's going to – I don't even know what he walks around at, what he's going to fight at. I have no idea, but we shall see, I guess.
He's a very slim dude. Like he doesn't look like he puts on too much weight after his fights. What is your plan after the fight? Is your plan to go to 145, or if you get a win here at 155, you sticking around there? What is the plan?
No, I wanted to go to 45. That's where I was headed. And
okay.
In my mind, I already got it said I could make it easy. I did an MMA fight not too long ago, and I made 150. I think I sat in the sauna for 15 minutes, and that made one. That was 150 easy. So might as well. Some of these guys are huge at 55 compared to me. So plus I like a good challenge. So yeah, that's my plan to go to 45. I know they come back to Omaha, they come back to Nebraska sometime. Not too, I don't know, 6 months or something is what they were saying. So I'll try to get on that card, see what happens in this Miami fight. But that's my plan.
Hey, I got to ask you about your nickname P-Town. Is that like, where are you from? How did you get the nickname P-Town?
I grew up in a little small town here, right? It's right outside Omaha called Papillion. And it started with boxing when I was a senior in high school, and I fought this kid. It was kind of a rival high school, Bryant High. There was chants in the crowd, his name. It was like G-Man or something. And I was in Papillion. And so all my friends were screaming P-Town, and it just stuck. It just stuck. There was more fights in the crowd that night with our high school than in the ring. It was crazy, but somehow it just stuck. So a lot of people I see them out, they don't even know my real name. It's been that long. I guess I'm that old. So
yeah, because chanting Papillion wouldn't sound as well. I mean, no one.
Girls will meet me. Girls will meet me. I swear, when I went out of town, they called my nickname, and they were like, "I gotta know. Does that mean Pound Town?" And I'm like, no.
No way. I didn't even think that.
That's
I was like, I swear it's not.
You know what? It's funny. Like, Pound Town's fucking fantastic. You should just say that it means that, because it's great. We are from the East Coast, right? I'm from Connecticut. He's from Rhode Island. No. And P-Town out here, you don't want to know what P-Town is out here, man. P-Town is Provincetown, and it's a little light in the loafers up there at that.
Oh,
P-Town.
really? Oh, shit. Yeah. No, not me.
Nah, the loafers.
A little light in the loafers, right, Mike? What do you say?
God, I lived in Montana for a little while, and I had a P-Town shirt on, and it was all a bunch of like non-locals working up there, and some guy saw it, and he like wanted to fight me. He thought it was like his rival gang or something from California, Pelham something, and I was like, no, dude, it's not that at all. So I don't know. I got all sorts of stories for that.
Can't go anywhere, you know?
I'm going with Sean Pound Town Wilson.
Yeah.
My girlfriend will love that.
That's great. Thank you for coming on tonight. We had to get you on. You're a fucking long time veteran in the game, and Kevin Smith just loves you, man. I don't know if you know that. Kevin Smith talks to you like if you break up with your girl, talks to us like if you break up with your girlfriend.
You guys are moving to Province.
Yeah, you guys are getting a room. You guys are going to become roommates.
Loves you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
When the comes over,
he's got a lot of extra space for activities in his place. Like he can't wait to get you over, and you guys are going to play all sorts of games and break watermelons and wear night vision goggles and shit. Yeah,
we should get an apartment together.
I got to buy him a wig.
Why you don't wait? You don't like Flavortown? You're from P-Town. That's Flavortown right there.
Yeah, right.
Come on now.
Now I'm blushing.
Hey, well, anything else you want to shout out? Anybody you want to say anything to? Anything? Do you want to give a prediction to the fight? I don't know if you're that kind of. I don't know if you like to do predictions or not. If you want to let us know how you think the fight's going to play out, go ahead right now and then shout out whoever you want, and we'll let you get on your way, bud.
I mean, I visualize it all the time, and I train how I want it to go. Sometimes it doesn't go that way, but you have to go in confident or don't go in at all. So of course I see me winning. I see me cracking him. I think I'm going to be a little heavier, bigger, stronger. I'm pretty fast for my size, whatever. I mean, I'm calling it like a second to third round TKO. That's the way I see it. I'm going to be confident. That's the way I think it's going to go. I just want to say thanks to all the people that helped me train lately. Danny Molina and you guys, and the guys at Dojo Omaha, Dan, the Clark family. My kids always push me. My girlfriend. Jackson Wink for giving me this fight, Bare Knuckle, BKFC, you guys for having me. So it's going to be exciting. See you guys. I'll be there in 2 weeks.
Awesome, man. Mike, you got anything else for Sean?
Thanks for coming on. Cannot wait to see this fight. I really wish we were there. We'd love to go to the south because up here in the north, it sucks. Weather sucks, but that's a great place. I was really interested, like Kyle said, when they told us they were going to do an event there. I was like, wow, this is going to be awesome to sit out here in this beautiful weather. It's going to be nighttime. It's going to be probably perfect. It's going to be a good experience. I think headlining that card is going to be a fantastic time for sure.
I'm very excited. I'm trying to keep all like that type of stuff, the main event, this and that, interview. No offense, like the interviews, I usually try not to just like let it get in my head. I'm just trying to focus on me and training. And I'll party afterwards,
Yes, sir. Go. Well, thank you so much for coming on. You're welcome back anytime. And we will be letting you go. But first, let's check this out.
Thank you.
Second round, did I not say second round? Wherever I go, it's my house. Wherever I go, I make it mine. Because that's the Brooklyn motherfucking grind, baby. That's how he does it. I said the time grind, baby.
What's happening? Chris Lights Out Lido here, and you're watching the Mike and Mish show.
There it is. That is Chris Lights Out Lytle, who was thank you very much to Sean Wilson for coming on. Good luck in Miami, March 15th, and wish we could be there. But that is Lights Out Lytle. And you know what Lights Out Lytle is going to be doing March 16th, Mike?
Yes, I do.
He is going to be hosting the BKFC tryouts in New London, Connecticut, guys, at Whaling City Athletic Club, where my son boxes. I'm so excited about this, dude. I'm like spreading. I'm telling everybody I know that has any kind of fighting background. I'm telling them to tell all their friends that fight. You think you're a tough guy? Come on down to Whaling City on March 16th.
Think you're a tough guy?
Yeah, what do you think? You're tough? You think you're tough?
No.
Yeah, what do you think? You're cute?
Do you think you're cute? You think you can come down here and you're just going to poke around and touch my stuff? I don't think so.
Yeah. BKFC tryouts, Whaling City Athletic Club, New London, Connecticut, March 16th. If you're interested in trying out and you're watching this and you want to venture to New London, Connecticut, go to bkfc.com/tryouts and register. Then on the 16th, be there for registration at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Get there early, register, get yourself ready, because at 2 o'clock the tryouts start. And they've been filming like a reality show while they're doing these. They're very cool. There's going to be some cameras there. Chris Lights Out Lytle's going to be there. Nate Shook will probably be in the house. Maybe Andy Hall. Who knows? There's going to be some
Maybe Andrew
imports.
Glenn.
Yeah, and I know that
Kevin Smith will take you to Flavor
I
Town,
do
USA.
know that Ryan Reber said he's going to make the trip up from Florida because that's where Reber got his start boxing.
I saw Blake LeKay said he might come up. I saw maybe Cito will be there, maybe Calmus, all these people.
Also the gym that it's being held at is Brennan Ward's dad's gym. It's Kent Ward's gym. Everybody knows Brennan Ward, Irish Brennan Ward from Bellator holds. I think he's tied for the most welterweight knockouts in Bellator history. Maybe Brennan Ward sees these BKFC guys in there trying out, and he says, "You know what? I'd like to get on that Matt Mohegan Sun card May 11th."
Oh, I sure hope so.
Because that kid could scrap and he can knock some people out. You know what I mean? He's a violent motherfucker and he can do it. I feel like he'd fit right in with this. As a matter of fact, and I don't know if Brennan, nothing against Brennan or not. I don't know if he's a big enough name for a fight with Mike Perry, but those two guys match up so goddamn well. If you put a 185-pound Mike Perry and a 185-pound Brennan Ward in a bare knuckle squared circle, get ready for some fucking blood and fireworks because that would be amazing. Anybody who's seen the fight knows what I'm talking about. That shit is crazy. But hey,
I found odds for not for Miami, but while he was talking, I went to go see if the odds might have been up, and they have Prospect Series odds. Right now, Reuben Roundstone is a plus 500
underdog.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know who Stan Cermax is. But he's a minus 700 favorite right now.
Holy smokes. That sounds like something to make some money on right there. Wow.
Some money's on there. You want to know the rest of these things?
Yeah, you got.
Let's see. We had Jad Masan Wong is the minus 245 favorite, and Gabriel Roman is plus 195. So we have that. Let's see. What we got? Jeremiah Riggs here. Jeremiah Riggs is the minus 400 favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry. I'm wrong. He's the plus 300 underdog.
So you said that Reuben Roundstone is a plus 550 underdog?
500.
Plus 500.
Yep.
And then you said Gabby Roman is a plus 190?
95. Yep.
195.
Yep. Jeremiah Riggs.
And Jeremiah Riggs is a plus what?
300.
Listen, I don't know too much about Jeremiah Riggs's opponent. I do know he's 2-0 in BKB. I know he can throw down, but Jeremiah is as tough as they come. And Reuben Roundstone, from everything that we hear from everyone, is about to put the whole heavyweight division on notice. So at plus 500 and plus 195 for Gabby, who we know can pull off some upsets. And then you parlay those two and maybe throw a Jeremiah Riggs on there. I don't know, man. You might be fucking pulling this
Well, you're probably gonna make some money somehow if you do a few parlays,
do
5 parlays there, and you just mix them up, take some people on, put some people off.
But
you're probably gonna make your money back plus some.
Reuben at plus 500, you're just gonna make money off of him anyway.
Yeah, like
you guys understand what that means. So, like for those who don't gamble, you put $100 on Reuben Roundstone, you win 500 back.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. So,
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, Mike. Hey, before we wrap up tonight, we absolutely cannot end the show without talking about what happened today on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. David Feldman went on there and he shared tons of information. Tons of information. Let's go like this. So he started off by breaking the Knucklemania 4 news.
Yep.
Your main event is not anybody was guessing, right?
I definitely didn't know.
It was an out of left field pull, but also I'm not mad at it. I was just kind of like, oh, okay.
Well, because everyone's thinking,
and there it is. It's Thiago Alves, and
everyone's thinking like Nate Diaz, right?
Right.
Those are like cowboy.
But like Cowboy Cerrone, Darren
Right.
Till, Jorge Masvidal. There's like all these names getting tossed around. And then the poster comes out with David Feldman, Jorge Masvidal, Clarissa Shields, all on the MMA Hour today. And we're like, oh, whoa, is he going to break Masvidal versus Perry? And then Masvidal's going to talk after Feldman? No, that was just a swerve they pulled on us to a little fucking dangle a carrot in front of our face. But what Feldman said is he's going to put Thiago Alves, who is the former 175-pound BKFC champion, 2-0. His 2 wins were against Julian Lane and Yuli Diaz.
Yep. That Yuli Diaz fight we were there for. It was good.
Bloody wars, both bloody wars. Yeah, I don't. It's at 185 pounds. That one caught everybody by surprise. The co-main event. And I'm going to talk about the order of fights in a second. The co-main event is the fight that we were going to see in BKFC 56 at BKFC 56 in Salt Lake City. We are going to get the Big Ben Rothwell versus Todd Duffy fight in the co-main spot. And I would imagine that co-main event is setting up the winner of that against the winner of the feature fight of the night, which is the heavyweight world title.
Yeah.
Mick Terrell is going to defend his title against Lorenzo Hunt, who will go for his third different division world champion. But while announcing that fight, Feldman said Lorenzo is vacating both the 205 and the 185. I don't know if everybody caught that. He kind of said it quick.
Yep.
But he said Lorenzo Hunt will be vacating the 185-pound and the 205-pound titles, and he will fight Mick Terrell for the heavyweight title. Wow, those 3 fights right there, like that's huge. Those are huge. And I was surprised. I'm not surprised that Perry Alves is the main event. I'm not surprised because they set a precedent at Knucklemania 1. They made it very clear that the world title does not need to be in the main event. The main event is the spotlight fighter, and the spotlight fighter at Knucklemania 1 was Paige Van Zandt.
Mm-hmm.
The Knucklemania spotlight fighter this year is Mike Perry. Mike Perry is the biggest star in the company. So Mike Perry at the top against Thiago Alves doesn't surprise me. The co-main event not being the world heavyweight title surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Maybe when the time comes when the fights happen, it might be in that order.
Maybe, but he said it very clear on the interview today. He said the co-main event for that event will be Ben Rothwell versus Todd Duffy, and then the feature bout will be Mick Terrell defending the heavyweight title against Lorenzo Hunt.
Yeah,
that one just
and it says heavyweight main on the website.
Yeah. So those are 3 massive fights. Awesome announcements.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think when he said Thiago Alves, Mike? What did you think? How'd you react?
I wasn't like, oh shit.
Right.
Like I didn't do that. Because I was doing what I think everyone else was doing. And I was reaching so far outside the box that like when it was Alves, then I was like, oh yeah, Alves. That's basically what I thought in my head. Like, oh yeah, Alves. Yeah, he was champion. He
hasn't
got
fought
hurt.
since 2021.
Remember, he got hurt after that fight and he got surgery. And he just never came back.
No, but right. And Howie says this is a great fight, actually. And
the fight's gonna be
we're
fantastic.
Not saying it's not. We're saying that the pop wasn't there because we're expecting Anthony Pettis. Or
we're thinking
Cowboy Cerrone, we're thinking Darren Till, we're thinking Robbie Law, we're thinking one of these names that have been tossed around. And then when he said Thiago Alves, I was driving in my truck away from work. I was heading to the store, and I'm driving and I'm listening to it in the truck, and I went like this, huh? That was my. I was like, huh? Thiago Alves.
You could have given me 20 guesses and I would have never guessed.
I never thought of him because he's
No.
been out since 2021. He
Yeah.
hasn't fought.
Yep.
So
Yeah, when
he
he has
hasn't
hands all
fought since
fucking-
that poster right there. And I just talked about that event the other night. That was that like 6-hour event because of the
Yes.
power outage and shit.
Yeah, and that fight was a great fight that night too.
It was amazing.
There was like a piece of like, I don't know if it was Yuli's or his like went across, and I have like a zoom in of like this chunk of like skin or something on the mat. I was like, what the hell is that?
Howie says that we're spoiled by big names, but that I don't think that's
Spoiled?
it. I think what we're doing is we're living in an age
How are we
of
spoiled?
We're not. I don't know.
I don't think we're spoiled at all by big names. How many big names do we get? I mean, really, in reality, I did this before. I counted the amount of people who have come from outside.
There's a handful.
There's
Yeah.
not many. That's
There's a
why
handful.
Mike Perry just
What
fought
I-
at 56 and he's fighting at this. There isn't
Well-
many. I don't think we're that spoiled here.
What our point of this conversation is, with the internet now and everybody constantly speculating online, the amount of names that were getting tossed around, we thought that it had to be one of them. Like there was like 4 or 5 names that were getting thrown around. None of them being Dave Mundell, unfortunately, because a lot of the bare knuckle diehards want to see that. But I don't believe Mike Perry fights at 175 pounds ever again. So I think that is gone. Forget about that. What I think you might want to start looking at is maybe Mike Perry fighting for a 185-pound title at some point. Because if he gets through Thiago Alves, he moves to 5-0.
Yep.
And like, how much would you? I mean, how much do you think that the BKFC would love to have Mike Perry holding the King of Violence and the 185-pound belt? I feel like that might be something down the road, but. Our whole point there was like that name wasn't even thought of.
Wasn't on my radar.
It wasn't even thought of, and it wasn't, and it also wasn't. It also wasn't a name that like blew our socks off. You know what I mean? It was like,
but,
no,
dude.
okay.
But then I want to see the Rothwell Duffy, but the Hunt Turrell fight. That's me. That's what I'm most looking forward to on that card right now. That's the fight.
I love that. Yeah. And he announced a couple other things on that card too before we move on. He did announce Bryce Hall's fighting again, and that, like, I mean, no offense to Bryce Hall, that doesn't like do much for me, but he is a big time.
It does,
online
it does something
superstar
for the other people,
right? It does.
The other
it does.
side of the
he has
aisle.
a huge following, and I get it. Alfredo Angulo is a Mexican boxer, 26-8 with 21 knockouts. I feel like he fought most of his career in like the 145 to 155, 160 range. He had fights all in all those weight classes. You know how boxing has like fucking between 145 and 160, there's about 5 different weight classes. But I feel like he's most likely going to fight at like 165 because he's 41 years old. 165. And this is another knockout artist boxer that is maybe getting thrust into that 165-pound division that we just got a new world champion in Austin Trout, who is also a pedigree boxer. So who knows, man? Like that one right there flew under the radar as well when he was announcing it today.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So just to recap it, Perry Alves at the top, Rothwell, Duffy, Mick Terrell, and Lorenzo Hunt, incredible. The return of Bryce Hall and Alfredo Angulo will make his debut.
Yeah,
then he broke
fights, bro. There's more. There's gonna be more.
There's gonna be like 12 to 15 on there, probably. So think about that. Dude, he also dropped news that made me so goddamn happy. Not only did he drop Misfit's new opponent, but he announced the date for Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut, Uncasville, Connecticut, one of the nicest casinos you will ever step foot in on this planet.
Right up the street.
Right up. It's a half an hour away from me, probably 50 minutes from Mike.
50 minutes from me. Yep. Not far.
Heather the Heat Hardy will be stepping in there to fight Misfit for Rhea. And that is one of the names that Misfit asked for. 24-3 pro boxer Heather Hardy is. She didn't fare too well in MMA, but she is
We saw her fight Mohegan Sun.
Right. We saw her
Bellator.
get her face almost kicked off by Warhorse.
Is it Michelle something? Yeah,
It was
the Warhorse.
Something. Yeah,
she kicked her in the head hard.
Shattered her nose. I don't know. Like she was
nuts.
bleeding. She was wearing it so bad. That is so fucking awesome. I'm so happy for Misfit because she's been asking for like a world champion boxer. She actually threw out a few names, and that was one of the names. I mean, you go back to our episode when we talked to Christine.
Yep.
She goes, I want the Chris Cyborgs, the Heather Hardys, the Amanda Serranos. It was the second name that she said on the show. I wonder if she knew.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Now we know, and I can't wait.
Now we know it. So May 11th, you're gonna see the return of Misfit for Rhea putting the belt on the. We didn't say that part. I would assume.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll be.
Is this a title
might be fighting at 135?
Might be 135. Oh. Now
we're
gonna
be fighting for the title.
No, I don't think it would be a title fight for Heather Hardy. But also, I did say this to somebody today. And I'm not saying that Heather Hardy is the same level as like Floyd Mayweather or fucking Conor McGregor or someone like that, right? But if by the logic of some of the fans out there, they're like Ben Rothwell, for example, people are like, Ben Rothwell shouldn't fight for a title. He only has 2 fights in BKFC. Well, he also has 60 pro MMA fights and whatever. So you're just going to completely ignore their entire career before they step foot in the BKFC and say, nope, you haven't earned shit. If Floyd Mayweather called David Feldman and said, hey, I want to fight for the 165-pound title against Austin Trout, you think he's not going to make that fight? If Conor McGregor, right? If Conor McGregor called David Feldman and said, I want to fight Dave Mundell for the 175-pound title, and I want it on this date, David Feldman's going to be like, well, I'm sorry, you can't fight for a title. You don't have.
You have to fight at the Prospect Series first.
Yeah, you got to fight at the Prospect Series at Vivo. You know what I mean? Like
you have to. You can't. No.
You know what I mean?
You didn't earn that.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. So, anyways, what I'm saying is maybe a former world champion boxer, Heather Hardy, does have the resume in the background to walk into a title fight. Maybe. I don't know. He did not say that on the show today. He just said that they're fighting. But anyways, they're fighting on that May 11th, Mohegan Sun. I hope to see everybody there. I hope you guys can all make it there. Mohegan Sun's amazing. The Mohegan Sun Arena is like one of the best places to go see fights. Awesome.
Funny, here's something funny. You know, she fought Serrano last, right?
Yep.
2 fights before that. You want to know who she fought?
Who?
Calista Salgado.
No way.
Yep.
They
Same
have
chick. They have a common opponent there.
Yeah, they got a familiar foe.
So she's fighting Jimmy Rivera.
And then the only other name he announced on that card is Guillermo Rigondeaux, who is another glove boxer, 43-year-old, 22-3 pro record, 3-time champion, former Olympian as well. So I wonder who they find to fight him. I would imagine Reber gets on that card. I would imagine Zach Kalmus gets on that card. And how cool would it be to see Reuben Roundstone versus Zach Kalmus at Mohegan Sun?
That would be cool. That'd be cool
though.
Yeah. And maybe after the tryouts, a certain somebody from Bellator might want to jump on board too. Huh? That would be fucking incredible.
I'm telling you right now, if Brennan Ward gets the itch when they do the tryouts March 16th at Whaling City, and Brennan wants to jump in, Mohegan Sun, and I'm not saying that it's not going to sell out anyway, because I believe it will sell out. I believe Mohegan Sun will sell out.
Oh yeah, and
no matter what.
We're probably going to bring a whole bunch of people there too.
Yes, I believe it's going to sell out no time. But if Brennan Ward's on there, it is all but guaranteed. It's guaranteed that every single seat in the house is sold.
We saw him fight at Bellator there too.
He's got a huge following around here, and they could push the whole Reber and Brennan Ward both coming from the same gym, sell out Mohegan Sun. I can't wait. Now that we know a date, and I posted something about it. I've been getting text messages from friends of mine that are like, "Are you going to get a block of tickets? Like, are we going to get a bunch of seats like near each other? Because I'll buy them from you." So I am going to try to see if we
need to make a roster and put it out there and get like people to just like, hey, give us some money now. If it's less,
get a whole,
give you some money back.
Just get an entire section for Mike and Mish.
I bet you we can get a bunch of people at the unit alone. Just a nice chunk of people are going to go. I already know it.
It's going to be amazing.
Yes, it is. I cannot wait. Hopefully we can give some people a nice tour too. But anyways, tomorrow night, what's going on?
Tomorrow night we have Merc season, right? We got Marcus Suarez is coming on. He's going to be fighting Drew Hardbody. What's his name? Drew Hardbody Nolan. So we got Marcus Suarez coming on to start the show tomorrow night. And then we got Rosalinda Rodriguez, who is, a potential title contender down the road one day. An up-and-comer who's going to be making her second fight in the BKFC on that March 15th card in Miami. Can't wait to talk to her. So tune in tomorrow night. Hey, and go to our Instagram, go to our Facebook page. Just follow the directions, and we'll give you, if your name will get put in a drawing tomorrow night during the show, and we'll pull one, and you'll get a bucked up T-shirt, one of the flag ones with the flag on the thing. It's got the big buck on the front.
Yeah,
and a bag,
picture, right?
A bag with I got a sample bag of all the different types of pre-workouts and a shaker bottle. So
cool.
So you guys jump on there, get that shit, and I think that's all we got for tonight. Mike, what do you got to say to the peoples?
All I got to say, man, is peace.